today. Uh, I am Jai Singh, Director Land Record and Survey, Government of Bihar, and I will be presenting on Bihar Special Land Survey and Settlement. As we all know, uh, land is very much important matter for the states and for central government also, keeping in mind the raising number of disputes today. And the case of Bihar, as we all know that under British rule, Bihar was under Jamindari system of land administration, where Jamindars were supposed to handle all land related issues.
Power on.
After transfer of power, these Jamindar were supposed to deposit all their land related records to government, but unfortunately it could not happen. And due to this legacy, today we are facing a lot of problems where it is matter of law and order, where it's matter of ownership of land, area of land determination, payment of government benefit to real owners of land. A lot of things are there. So in this scenario, Government of Bihar decided in 2011 to start a fresh land survey, and which was just after the cadastral survey, which was done in 1890. So this slide shows you historical legacy, how we in 1890 cadastral survey was started in the state of Bihar, and it completed in 1920. So it took almost 30 years to complete the entire process, because the process was entirely manual in those days. As I said earlier, after transfer of power, Jamindars were supposed to deposit all their land related documents, but it was not done. In 1952, government started a divisional survey also, but it was completed in few districts only, not the entire state. Then in 2011, there was an action of Bihar Special Survey Act and then rules. And then MOU signed by the DRIS to aerial agencies. And I'll come later. 2013, flying work started. In 2016, all the flying work completed. And 2017, we got permission from Ministry of Defense for map production. So these were the challenges. When we started work, these were the major challenges. First challenge was to which technology to adopt. Because everybody was well aware about the manual system during the British period, and till recent times. And that system was based on chain and jarib system, popularly known as chain and jarib system. So, but in 2010-11, there were other options also available, like ETS and DGPS system, satellite imagery system. Total manual system was also there, but the adoption of technology was first challenge. The second was there was some requirement of changes in act and rules, because the earlier survey, which was done during 1890 and 1920, that was based on 1885 Bihar Tenancy Act. So the act was almost more than 100 years old. So we cannot go ahead with that kind of act and rules. So there was a requirement of the necessary changes in act and rules. Third challenge was to how to prepare technical guideline and standard operating process. Whatever standard operating process was available, that was made in 1959. The fourth challenge was lack of manpower. When we started, we had only 94 men. The fifth challenge was how to develop a digital ecosystem for operational activities, for record keeping, and for monitoring. Everybody knows that tampering is a big problem as far as land records are concerned. So it was also a big challenge how to develop these kind of software system and end-to-end digital solution. And the sixth challenge was public awareness and interface, because it is totally land-based exercise, and without involvement of people, it was not possible to go ahead. So these were major challenges. So first of all, where modern technology, ETS, DGPS, as I said earlier, we adopted hybrid technology. Hybrid technology means use of ETS, DGPS, and aerial survey also, and use of manpower also for ground truthing. The second thing was necessary provision and acts and rules. So we amended and we in fact enacted new Bihar Special Survey and Settlement Act 2011 and the rules in 2012. And there were some provisions in earlier uh, uh, Bihar Tenancy Act which we adopted also, and which we some provisions were there which were very new. And we defined a fixation of rent. We deleted the license surveyor provision, and we defined assistant settlement officer, kanungo charge officer. These hierarchy we created in this act. After enactment of this, we also need a proper technical guideline and standard operating process for day-to-day activities. Then we made technical guidelines after due consultation with all the stakeholders also. And there were some, we released some guidelines also in the name of Marble and Massive for day-to-day data entry and field activities. The next challenge was manpower recruitment. And government allowed us to recruit near about 7,000 people, but unfortunately, the finally joined employees were only 4,800, near about 5,000. We started with 5,000 people. And after that, we conducted training sessions also, because as we all know that land related, these kind of surveys couldn't be done without proper training. And the training can be go up to 3 to 6 months. But in this case, we summarized the training, and we during the Corona period when the whole nation was facing lockdown, we through online mode conducted this training session in 2020 April, May, and June. These are some snaps of sessions what we conducted. Then the major challenge was how to develop a digital ecosystem. So digital ecosystem means we need to create software for spatial data. We need to create software for textual data, manpower management also, and for capturing the ground control networks. And then we need to see what our people are doing in the field. So regular monitoring system was also required. So we developed one by one. Bhu Sarvechan software we developed for capturing textual data. Bhu Naksha is designed for spatial data. And R2R specially designed manpower management system, recruitment to retirement, for managing all the manpower. Because managing 5,000 people in field operation without any software solution, it was not possible. So we decided to launch this thing. And then one another software was ground control network software, because when we create a map, we create actually a grid. So capturing the grid data, these kind of software was also required. Then we launched another survey tracker mobile application, because it is very handy, and it is not possible for me and my fellow officers also to open laptops every time and see what is the current status. So we developed a survey tracker mobile application, and by through this application, we now see what is going on and what is the progress. So these four kind, as I said, operational activities, record keeping, monitoring, and other initiatives. So we I must say it took at least 1.5 years to develop all these things. And we should keep in mind that in the present time, there is no end-to-end digital solution available for these kind of mass level field operations like land survey and settlement. So what we did, we learned and we created the software system. These are some snapshots of our recruitment R2R personal management system. This is the software for textual data. This is for spatial data, Bhunaksha. And this is our system of monitoring weekly progress report through MIS system. So we now have 15 kind of MIS systems, and through that we keep eye on field operations weekly. Public awareness and interface was a big challenge, because many a times we faced a situation where people complained that I don't know anything about what is going on in my village. So how to keep public aware and how to how to provide a digital platform to raise their concern, to raise their disputes and all these things. That was also a challenge. Keeping in mind especially the digital literacy level of the village people and ability. So we started with the newspapers and radio jingles and all for public awareness system. And for interface, we created all point of contacts, whatever. See, the entire process of the land survey consists of 20 stages. And in these 20 stages, we need to publish certain time some documents. We need to take complaints from public, and we need to handle proper adjudication system. So we made available all thing online. Now people can see what is the progress in their village. If something is published, like draft record of right is published, they can see. If they can, if they want to raise their concern about the draft published, they can submit their online application also. They can get the information about adjudication also through SMS. So these all interfaces we developed over a period of time. It took almost 5 to 6 months. So
Sorry
these,
to sorry to interrupt, sir. You got 2 more minutes. Can we?
so, okay. So through these activities, we responded all the challenges. So this is the process flow of the survey. Survey consists three major activities: pre-survey, where preparations are done, the actual survey, the actual field work, and then settlement means publication of record of rights and rent fixation. These are some snapshots. And all these steps are guided by the rules and acts, so we cannot avoid anything. So and you know the entire operation takes at least 330 days as per act. So everything was necessary, everything we cannot avoid anything. So we created such a situation, such a system, so that we can manage, we can handle everything easily. This is the key to our actual field work.
I would request you to conclude, please, now.
Yeah. These are only snaps, adjudication. And this is the outcome of the survey, what people finally get, final record of right and final map, these two things. And these kind of cards are being provided through the government of Bihar to all the tenants. And this is our progress as of now. And the way ahead, we have also kept in mind some future services based on our data, because land related data are most important for all the policy formulation, industrialization, and other things also. So we have decided to start special and implementation simultaneously in near future. So you remember, that's all from my side. Now you can raise your questions.
Thank you very much. I think updation of land records has always been a very big challenge for all state governments. So I'm happy, more so for Bihar. I'm happy that such an initiative, by developing digital ecosystem, you have tried to update the records. But one thing which I missed, or I don't know whether you really touched it, was, how much is the, after, these records updation and digitization, any increase in revenue, substantial increase in revenue, or substantial decrease in records issues, no, like tampering and all that? Would you like to share that?
Yeah. See, we are in initial phase, and as of now, we have completed only 97 villages out of 5,015 villages of first phase. Bihar has more than 40,000 revenue villages, and we have started in 5,000 villages as of now. So, as long as we will publish more and more final record of revenue, so it will get down drastically. So it is very difficult to say because the progress is very in early stage, only 97 villages. So as your question is, because since all the records are available online, so there is no issue of tampering and there is no issue of any kind of disputes. And as far as revenue collection and all, when we will fix rent on the basis of area and type of land, it will automatic calculation kind of thing.
So when you expect to cover the entire state, by what time?
It's very difficult to say as of now. By the end
Plan
of
that.
2024, 31st March 2024, we have assured our government to complete the entire process, but it's a big challenge.
Yeah, big challenge. I know it's a big challenge, but most of the states have gone ahead, no?
No, sir. As of now, as per my information, this kind of field level survey operations is going on only in 3 states: the Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Bihar.
Yeah,
And
South states are quite, forward in
but
this.
let me tell you very frankly, in November we have attended a DOLR seminar where special Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh was also there, and he was sharing his experience. And by that time, they had completed only 50 villages. And the privilege with those states, sir, is to try to understand that their previous records are clear. But we have started with a very kind of disputed records. So it's a big challenge.
So last question from my side. What has been your biggest challenge so far?
Changing mind of our people for these kind of digital transformation, because everybody is aware about the chain and jury. Many a times people raise their question how you are doing with ETS machines, how the calculations are correct. No, you go with the jury and chains. And for our own people, starting with these kind of software and system where tampering is not possible, they are reluctant. So that was a big challenge.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good.
Director sir, what
Yeah.
has been the attitude of the community? How community participation has been experienced in your project?
Yeah, community participation is growing day by day. In initial phase in 2020, it was not as much because everybody was suspicious about these kind of operations. See, land is very sensitive matter. And when you go with the ETS machine, I am here to measure your land. So if people are not convinced, so they will not allow you to come and do your work in a village scenario. So, but now I am comfortable, and I am more comfortable that my all things are available online. Whatever they need, I can provide online. So in that sense, I'm much comfortable as of now.
I think with more transparency, they should be now comfortable that at least their records are very much digitally available to them.
Yeah. Because nowadays every family has a child, younger generation, people who is handy with the mobiles and all these technologies. So now it is much easier to convince them that these things are available. And actually these things are available, so there is no problem of anything.
Sure. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So may I leave this meeting